Good evening, everybody. Welcome once again to the Festival Hall here in Cannes for the red carpet this evening in celebration of the latest film by David Robert Mitchell, and it's called Under the Silver Lake. You may not know the name David Robert Mitchell, however, he is the future of American movies. We first heard of him 8 years ago with his film The Myth of the American Sleepover. It was very underground in the States, but then verged towards the surface. And he followed up with a film in 2014 called It Follows, which really caused an earthquake in the United States. Here he is in the official selection in the competition at the 71st Cannes Film Festival with his film Under the Silver Lake. And it stars Andrew Garfield, among other people. If you are a follower of independent American movies, you probably heard of David Robert Mitchell, and you are perhaps aware of his reputation. He really is one of the names to follow in American independent film. On the screen now, you can see the jury from the Cine Foundation. They'll be judging the short films in competition here at the 71st Cannes Film Festival. The president of the jury is Bertrand Bonello, French director, writer and composer. In the jury are Valeska Griesbach from Germany, Khalil Gorej from the Lebanon, Alante Kaviate from Lithuania, and Ariane Labed from France. Let's see if we can have a couple of words. Here we have Valeria Golino with us. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. I'm delighted to be there. It's a thrill to come to Cannes. I'm euphoric because my film is called Euphoria. I'm euphoric to be here in Cannes. So how would you describe your film in a nutshell? Well, Euphoria is a drama about two brothers in a very unique situation, a unique time of their lives. It's kind of got a bit of humor in there as well. So you're back here after being member of the jury 2 years ago. So what's the difference? Oh, it's completely different. When you're a member of the jury, you have a heavy responsibility. It's an important role. It's very serious. You're here for over 12 days, you watch films the whole time. But if you just fly in and out for 2 days with your own film, it's completely different. It's very, very emotional. It's slightly frightening as well. But it's a nice kind of fear. What's a nice kind of fear? Well, a nice kind of fear is the hope of being accepted, the hope of giving pleasure to others. So that's a nice kind of fear to have. You're a filmmaker now. Do you still act? Oh, yes, I still act. Yeah. I still am an actress. Which do you prefer, directing or acting? Oh, I like them both. I like them both. I love both of those jobs. I know how to tell them apart, and I like to respect their differences, but I love them both. Thank you very much, Valeria Golino, who's the director of the film Euphoria, which is featured in the Un Certain Regard section.
L'équipe d'Euphoria qui va monter les marches.
The crew from the film Euphoria is going up the steps this evening. Let's see if we can have a word with some other members of the cast.
Alors que Léa Seydoux est arrivée.
Léa Seydoux is here on the red carpet. A couple of selfies there. Selfies with the fans. There's Léa Seydoux signing. What else? She's got a lot of work to do here. She's got to see all of the films. She's got to have meetings with the jury. I didn't see her at the screening of Star Wars.
On va essayer de lui dire un petit mot
We'll
en
try and
passant.
have a
Allez,
word with her if we can.
pas leur dire grand-chose, donc c'est toujours un peu très rapide avec le jury. On n'a pas le droit de parler des
We
films.
can only
et eux non
speak
plus.
briefly to the jury members. We're not allowed to talk about the films. So we'll just ask if things are running smoothly for her.
On va peut-être pas lui poser des questions sur la météo, faut peut-être pas exagérer non plus. Allons-y.
Let's see if we can have a word with her.
Léa Seydoux qui est... Ça va Léa?
How are you, Leah? Fine, thank you.
Léa Seydoux,
Well, that's Leah Seydoux there.
membre de ce jury.
Member of the jury at the 71st Cannes Film Festival.
Ticine, ça veut dire laissez-moi. On va la
So
laisser
she's,
tranquille, tout simplement.
Got a little wave first, but I think she wants to be left alone.
Léa Seydoux.
Leah Seydoux on the red carpet outside the festival hall for the film Under the Silver Lake.
C'est un quartier de Los Angeles.
Silver Lake
Quartier un peu branché de
is
Los
a
Angeles.
neighborhood in Los Angeles,
Quartier jeune, quartier
full
étudiant
of
aussi.
youngsters, students.
Voilà donc. En bas des marches avec nous, là, des
So
membres
on
du
the
jury de
red
ce 71e festival de Cannes.
carpet, we have different members of the jury. As you know, the jury members can go and see the films whenever they like, whichever sessions they like. There are always seats specially reserved for the jury members. So Leah could come this evening or tomorrow morning to see this film. I think there's another one at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Whenever they like, they can come and see the films in competition. In a few moments, we will see the crew from the film Euphoria in the Un Certain Regard section.
Voilà donc Valeria Golino.
So there we have Valeria Golino, the director of the film Euphoria in Un Certain Regard.
Ricardo,
The film stars Riccardo Scamaccio, Valerio Mastandrea, Isabella Ferrari, Valentina Servi, and Jasmine Trinca.
Viola Pestieri, Nicola.
Viola Pestieri and several other people are in the film. Also Paolo Del Bruco, to name but one.
Toute l'équipe du film
So
de
the whole
Valeria
crew
qui-
from the film Euphoria, directed by Valeria Golino, is on the red carpet. Their film is competing in the Un Certain Regard section. It's a story about two brothers who have been brought together under unique circumstances.
Valeria
And
Golino.
there we have Valeria on your screen,
En bas des marches avec toute l'équipe
on the
de
red
Euphoria.
carpet with her team from her film Euphoria.
Tandis qu'en bas des marches, Léa Seydoux. Attends.
And we also saw Leah Seydoux earlier on the red carpet. She's waiting for the crew from Euphoria to make their way up the red carpet before she too makes her way up the red carpet. Italy is in competition this year.
Je crois que c'est demain soir le film de
The
Matteo
film by
Garrone.
Matteo Garrone is going to be screened tomorrow evening. It's called Dogman. Alice Rohrwacher is also in competition, another Italian director.
Petit succès ici.
Her film has already been screened and was met with a very positive response. The film by Alice Rohrwacher is called Happy as Lazaro. If I'm not mistaken, I can see the official cars drawing up
Essayez de parler avec
for
Valeria
the film Under the Silver Lake. Let's see if we can have a word with the director when he steps out of his limousine.
Alors qu'à l'image, vous voyez toujours Valeria Golino et son
But
équipe.
on
qui
your
montent.
screen, you can still see the crew from Euphoria, the film directed by Valeria Golino, who's back in Cannes after being a jury member and screening a film in the Un Certain Regard section.
Léa Seydoux est devant.
And here we have Leah Seydoux.
Ah bah là, voilà.
Here
David
we
Robert
have
Mitchell va être avec
David Robert Mitchell just stepping out of his vehicle. Good evening. What
How are you? Good. Okay, first question, very stupid, I'm sorry, but what's the feeling right now before showing a movie to the world in Cannes?
Very excited.
Yeah? Yes.
How
How was that when you learned that the movie was selected? What was the feeling?
Oh, I mean, obviously thrilled. I mean, well, hang on, what else am I going to... That's, of course.
I remember seeing It Follows here at the Semaine de la Critique, and I remember how I felt that, wow, the new generation is coming. Did you get a lot of those?
Pardon?
Did you get a lot of that kind of reaction?
The response to that film was pretty fantastic. It was great.
How would you describe this one? How would you describe Under the Silver Lake?
Oh, I don't so much enjoy giving a description of the film.
No, but
I mean, it's ultimately the film is a mystery, and that's about as much as I want to say. I like it staying a mystery until people see it.
I live in LA, and Silver Lake is something special. How is it very close to the feeling of the neighborhood, to the feeling of Silver Lake itself?
You mean it's the film? The film is on some level fantasy, but it's certainly inspired by the neighborhoods and the feeling of that part of Los Angeles.
You kind of represent here a new generation of American filmmakers and that are coming from independent cinema and that are kind of very cinephile and very knowing of movie lovers, if I should say. Do you feel it's a trend, or is there a lot of you like this?
You mean film lovers making films? Yeah,
No words.
I have to believe yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
Was that a difficult movie to make?
Yes.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, it's an ambitious film. We had 1 million locations. It's when you see it, you'll see. There was a lot to it, and it took a lot of hard work from a lot of people to pull it off. But I'm very proud of it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a great screening tonight. Thank you so much. Topher Grace est avec nous aussi.
Topher Grace is also with us. We'll have a word with him if we can.
How are you?
Most
Good to see you again. Déjà vu, yeah. Well, let's talk about yesterday before we talk about tonight. How was it? How was the feeling after the screening?
I've never been to Cannes. To have that be my first experience, everyone had told me about it and how amazing it was going to be. It was 1,000 times more exciting than I could have imagined. Walking up those stairs and then the reception that it got afterwards and the ovation, and it was so deserved for Spike.
I shouldn't tell you this, but everybody's going crazy about the Spike Lee movie.
I mean, he deserves it. It's like I was telling him today, I was like, I'm actually on his coattails, literally. You know what I mean? I rode up those stairs on his coat, but happy to do it. I mean, he's phenomenal.
The problem is that now I see you with the face that you have in the film, and I'm like, I kind of dislike you right now.
A couple of people have been coming up to me today like, whoa, hey man, that'd be cool.
All right, now a very different universe tonight. David Robert Mitchell, what attracted you to the project?
A couple years ago, I just told my agents I want to do films by great auteurs, and Spike is one of those great auteurs, and David, It Follows, which was here at Cannes, is one of those films that I just worship. So I have a much smaller part in this, but I was happy to do it because I think he's an amazing, amazing director.
What makes him special? I mean, I remember seeing Myths of American Sleepover and was like, wow, and now It Follows, oh, and now...
He's a unique voice, very unique voice, and he knows what he wants. Very different from working with Spike, but very rewarding too. I mean, it's great what you guys celebrate here, because it's great that there's a place that, especially knowing that 2 of these films I did got in, it just really fills my heart because it's the kind of projects I want to be in. You know.
All right, do I see you tomorrow night?
Yeah, what are we doing tomorrow night, right?
Merci Topher, thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Topher Grace qui était avec nous, un petit rôle dans
That
le
was
film David Robert
Topher
Mitchell.
Grace with us. He played a major role in Black Klansman by Spike Lee. This evening he's got a smaller role in the David Robert Mitchell film. I know you've been with us every step of the way, so you know all of these things already. The Spike Lee film is generating quite a buzz here in Cannes. Things are going rather well for him, to say the least. And perhaps we'll be saying the same thing about David Robert Mitchell later on. I can't wait to find out what this new film director has to tell us.
Et voilà donc toute l'équipe qui se met en place.
Here we have the entire crew from the film Under the Silver Lake getting into position.
Under the Silver Lake. On voit David Robert Mitchell à l'écran.
There we have the director, David Robert Mitchell.
Grace aussi qui est là.
One of the actors, Topher Grace, is also on the red carpet. He will not be back tomorrow evening. He is not in the Garoni film.
Et voilà donc toute l'équipe qui se met en
So
place.
here we
David Robert
have
Mitchell.
all of the team members getting into place. The director, David Robert Mitchell, the actors. Andrew Garfield is not with us this evening, sadly. He's playing in theatre on Broadway, Angels in America. The play on AIDS in New York, a wonderful play. If you have the opportunity to see it.
En pour HBO, en téléfilm.
There's
et
a
c'était
TV
assez
film
fantastique.
being made of that same story, starring Al Pacino.
C'est Mike Nichols qui l'avait réalisé.
Mike Nichols directed that.
Donc Andrew Garfield
So-
reprend le rôle.
Andrew Garfield is on Broadway this evening. He's not here on the red carpet, but the other team members from Under the Silver Lake
Ça a monté les
are.
marches.
The red carpet celebration is about to start here at the 71st Cannes Film Festival. You can hear the music, Carnival of the Animals, and the photographers are poised to snap away.
Voilà donc David Robert Mitchell.
So, David Robert Mitchell, the director, is surrounded by his crew.
Cadet Romanski. Coproductrice du film.
The producers are also down there. Topher Grace, one of the actors in the film, is there.
Déjà vu hier, qu'on
We
revoit sur le
saw
PC,
Topher Grace yesterday on the red carpet, and he's back again this evening.
qui m'a fait cette bonne blague hier.
Yesterday we were quipping. I was
John David Washington,
interviewing John David Washington
en même temps que
in
Topher
Black
Grace.
Klansman, along with Topher, and I asked the Washington Jr., son of Denzel, if Denzel had given his son any advice.
On va essayer de remontrer ça pour voir à peu près ce qu'il y a
Let's
écrit
see
sur
if
la-
we can find that clip.
Et donc, John David Washington m'a
Oh,
tout simplement
and
dit,
so John David Washington said, no, my father didn't give me any tips.
et là, Topher Grace a dit, mon
And
père, il
then
m'a rien dit non plus.
Topher
hein, il
said,
s'appelle
well,
John,
my
il est
dad
gentil,
didn't say anything either. His name's John. He didn't say anything. He didn't give me any advice either. So that was the quips. Those were the quips we were having last night on the red
Petite
carpet.
blague de Topher Grace. David Robert Mitchell,
David Robert
qui a
Mitchell,
suivi le
director of the
parcours de
film.
cinéaste ici. On démarre en parallèle.
He
It follows
started
qui était
off
venu à la
in
semaine de la
a
critique
parallel
et qui s'est fait
section. It Follows was in the Critics Week section in 2014. That was his previous film.
Et le voilà maintenant en
And here he is
compétition.
in
Le deuxième
the
film
competition,
américain.
the second American
Sélection
film
Cannes de cette année.
in competition here at the 71st Cannes Film Festival. The other one, of course, is Black Klansman by Spike Lee.
David Robert Mitchell, Topher Grace,
David Robert Mitchell,
Rich
Topher
Raylan, qui est un des
Grace,
coproducteurs du film, toute l'équipe.
Rich Raylan, one of the co-producers.
Alors, elle a écrit quoi sur son dos, la dame?
So there's a lady there with some tattooed writing on her back. I'm trying to see what on earth it says.
Et Thierry Frémaux, le
Thierry
délégué
Frémaux,
général du festival,
the
qui va
general
accueillir
manager of the
David
festival,
Robert Mitchell
will be greeting David Robert Mitchell halfway up the steps
au Festival de Cannes.
here at the Cannes Film Festival.
Il a toujours un petit mot pour eux.
He's always got something to say to each of the teams.
Alors, je m'ouvrais. Là, c'est difficile.
Still can't read what the lady's got on her, written on her back. It's in French. The writing is in French.
Je crois qu'on me dit que c'est je m'ouvrirai à la tendre différence du monde.
Something
Indifférence
like
du monde.
opening up to the tender indifference of the world. Quite a long quote. That must have been quite painful to have it tattooed.
David Robert Mitchell, donc à mi-marche avec toute
There we
l'équipe
have
de
the
Under the Silver
crew
Lake.
from the film Under the Silver Lake, halfway up the steps.
Toute l'équipe de Under the Silver Lake qui arrive maintenant au sommet des marches pour la
Now
dernière
they've
photo.
reached the very top of the red
Traditionnelle, vous connaissez le
carpet.
protocole. Une
You're all
photo,
familiar with the
et ensuite, ils
protocol. Photo halfway up the
on va
steps,
avec
another photo at the top of the steps, and they step into the festival hall and make their way through to the movie theatre.
Au moment où le film démarre,
And then we'll see the audience greeting the crew from the film Under the Silver Lake.
voilà, dernier salut
Off
aux
they go,
photographes
a
et
final wave to the photographers and to the fans waiting outside the festival hall. We're stepping into the foyer with them,
l'ovation du public pour David Robert
and
Mitchell et
we'll
son équipe.
hear the audience give them a round of applause.
Et voilà, mise en place dans le foyer de la salle.
Preparing to step into the theatre,
Des festivaliers pour David Robert Mitchell.
and the audience will welcome David Robert Mitchell with a round of applause.
David Robert Mitchell, Topher Grace, toute
We
l'équipe de Under the
have
Silver Lake qui va
David
prendre
Robert
place sur le
Mitchell, Topher Grace, and the rest of the
de la
team
salle lumière.
taking their places on row I. Thierry Frémaux is making them feel very welcome.
Voici sur votre écran, l'un des
On
cinéastes
your
les plus
screen,
prometteurs
you have one of the most promising film directors in the States. Youngster David Robert Mitchell. He's made 3 feature films. The first one was called The Myth of the American Sleepover. The second one was called It Follows. And his third one, Under the Silver Lake, is in competition here at the 71st Cannes Film Festival.
de David Robert Mitchell, alors qu'on me dit bonjour sur les marches, donc moi je réponds. Voilà, donc la lumière va s'éteindre dans la
The
salle
lights
lumière.
will go
Nous
down
allons revenir sur les
inside
marches.
the movie theatre. So you can join us back outside on the red carpet again as the screening gets underway. We've had such a busy day today, so much emotion. When the Stéphane Brisé film was filmed, it's called At War, and there really was something very, very unique which was happening, so much emotion at the end of the screening. And then there was total joy when we had Solo: A Star Wars Story screened this evening, and now we're waiting for Under the Silver Lake. We'll let you know tomorrow morning how the film panned out. Tomorrow we've got so much to look forward to. There's the Matteo Garrone film, there's a Korean film in competition, there's a midnight session, or with a documentary all about Whitney Houston. You can experience all of that live on TV Festival, so see you tomorrow.